You think you can spot a toxic person from a mile away, right? Dead wrong. Real toxicity doesn't come screaming at you, waving giant red flags. They don't push you around or make a scene. No, they come wrapped in a smile. They act like your best friend. They sound like they care. But here's the twisted part. Their weapon of choice isn't insults. It is questions, innocent, sounding little questions that act like landmines. These aren't requests for information. They are traps. And if you don't know the code, you will step right on them. You will end up confused. You'll drown in guilt. You'll start believing you are the villain in their story, but you're not. They are. Today I'm exposing the 5 specific questions toxic people use to control you. I'll explain why they are dangerous, and I'll give you the exact scripts to shut them down. Because once you hear this, question 1, why are you so sensitive? Picture this scenario. Someone drops a brutal comment on you. Maybe a joke that cuts deep. Maybe a rude remark about your appearance or your choices. So you stand up for yourself. You say, "Hey, that actually hurt." And instead of an apology, they look at you like you are crazy and ask, "Why are you so sensitive?" Pause. Do you see the flip? You express pain. And suddenly your reaction is the problem, not their action. It's not them being mean, it's you being too much. This is a psychological magic trick. They are shaming you for having basic human emotions. They want you to feel weak, dramatic, and unstable. But here is the reality check. Your feelings are valid. If it hurts, it hurts. Period. Being affected by cruelty doesn't make you sensitive, it makes you human. When they call you sensitive, it's a muzzle. They want you to shut up and take the abuse quietly. Here is why this manipulation works so well. It triggers your insecurity. You start thinking, am I overreacting? Maybe I need to toughen up. Maybe I am the drama queen. And just like that, they're off the hook and you're on trial. That is exactly their goal. Toxic people know we fear being seen as difficult. So they weaponize that fear against you. They push your buttons, wait for the explosion, and then call you crazy for exploding. So how do you handle it? Say this: I'm not being sensitive. You are just being rude, simple, direct. No defending yourself, because healthy people listen. Healthy people apologize and adjust. Toxic people blame you for bleeding after they cut you. So if they call you sensitive, reject the label. Trust your gut. Question 2. Can't you take a joke? Oh, this is the classic bully defense. Let's say they insult you again. Maybe they mock you in front of a crowd. Maybe they belittle something you love. They roll their eyes and say, "God, can't you take a joke?" Now you're trapped. You're the boring buzzkill with no humor. If you say yes, you give them permission to keep abusing you. They hurt you, and instead of owning it, they hid behind the word joke. But jokes are supposed to be funny for everyone involved. If you aren't laughing, it's not comedy, it's cruelty. This is sharp. They act like your lack of laughter is a character flaw. Let me break down the danger here. It shifts 100% of the blame onto the victim. Think about it, they fired the shot. But now the conversation. So how do you respond to this? Jokes are meant to be funny, that was just mean. Boom. You called it what it is without losing your cool, real friends. Don't hurt you on purpose and then gaslight you about it. That's emotional abuse in a clown costume. Question 3. Why do you always make things about you? All right, this one is pure evil. Imagine you're having a hard time, maybe a crisis at work, maybe you're just sad. You go to someone you trust for comfort. You start talking, and before you finish, they snap. Why do you always make things about you? Excuse me, you were sharing your life. You were asking for connection, and now you're being labeled a narcissist. This is called deflection. Toxic people use this to dodge responsibility. They use it because they don't want to do the emotional work of caring for you. If they can make you feel guilty for speaking, you'll go silent. You'll bottle it up. You'll stop bothering them with your needs. And that is their endgame. Toxic people hate sharing the spotlight. They hate it when the world doesn't revolve around them. So they project their selfishness onto you. But here is the truth. Discussing your feelings isn't selfish. Needing support isn't selfish. That is literally the point of a relationship. This question is damaging because it isolates you. It makes you feel like a burden. It makes you feel like your existence. What happens next? You withdraw, you suffer in silence, you become small to make room for their ego. And that is dangerous because we all need a support system. So they lean in, they listen, they validate. Toxic people punish you for having needs. You deserve to be heard, not shamed. Question 4, when did I ever say that? This one is designed to make you question your sanity. They look at you with total confusion and ask, when did I ever say that? Now you're frozen, you heard them say it. You remember it vividly, but they are looking at you like you're hallucinating, like you made it all up. This is textbook gaslighting. It is the most dangerous tool in their kit. Because if you can't trust your memory, you have to trust theirs. And once they control your reality, they control you. They can lie, cheat, and break promises, and you'll think it's your fault for misremembering. You'll spend your energy checking your sanity instead of checking their behavior. But you are not crazy. Let me explain the severity of this. Your memory is the foundation of your identity. When they chip away at that, they chip away at you. You start thinking, maybe I am forgetful. Maybe I'm losing it. Maybe I'm the unreliable one. That is exactly where they want you: dependent, confused, compliant. So, what is the counter move? Trust yourself, trust your mind, and say this firmly. You did say that, and I remember it clearly. Do not argue, do not engage in a debate. Just hold the line. Healthy people forget things sometimes. Sure, but they say, they don't attack your perception of reality. Only toxic people do that. If this happens often, start writing things down. Keep receipts. Protect your mind. Your reality is valid. Don't let anyone steal it. Question 5. After everything I've done for you, this is the final boss of guilt trips. Imagine you finally set a boundary. You say no to a request. You call out their bad behavior instead of listening. They play the victim card. After everything I've done for you, oof, that hits hard. Suddenly you feel like an ungrateful monster, but pause and think. Real kindness doesn't come with an invoice. Real love doesn't keep a scoreboard. If someone truly cares, they don't weaponize their good deeds. They don't hold past favors over your head like a ransom. This is emotional blackmail, plain and simple. They are using past kindness to buy your silence in the present. They want you to feel indebted, like you owe them your obedience, like you have no right to complain because they bought you dinner 3 weeks ago. But relationships are not transactions. Doing something nice doesn't buy you a pass to be abusive later. Helping you once doesn't mean they own you forever. So how do you break the chain? Say this: I appreciate the past, but that doesn't excuse what is happening right now. Calm, respectful, unshakable, because here is the truth. People who love you want you to have boundaries. They want a relationship, not a servant. Toxic people keep score. They view your gratitude as a leash. If someone uses their generosity as ammunition, it's not love, it's control. Here is the bottom line. Toxic people are masters of camouflage. They don't always look like villains. They look like friends asking innocent questions. Questions designed to make you doubt, shrink, and submit. Questions that flip the script and make you the problem. If you don't know the game, you lose every time. But now you have the playbook. You know the 5 traps. You see the manipulation. You have the answers. So next time they drop one of these lines, pause, breathe. Ask yourself, are they trying to connect with me or control me? Because there is a massive difference. Healthy people ask to understand. Toxic people ask to confuse and conquer. Don't let them win. Stand tall. Trust your gut. Speak your truth. You deserve people who water your soul, not people who drain it. You deserve to be heard, respected, and valued. Memorize these signs. Real love isn't a mind game. It's just love. If this video opened your eyes, smash that like button, share it with a friend who needs a wake-up call, and subscribe, because I'm going to expose more toxic behaviors you need to avoid. Stay safe, stay strong.